Wednesday in terms of quarterback rotation?
Honestly, Tony, every day is different. Every day we're mixing and matching, if you will, giving guys different looks. I've told you before, it's not going to be a 25% down the middle type thing, or I guess down to fourths, but we're trying to expose the guys to different things.
Big news coming out of Cleveland. Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski has just broken his silence on the quarterback situation, and it's turning heads. Stefanski might start Shedeur over Flacco. In a recent press conference, Stefanski addressed the growing buzz around Shedeur Sanders and his role in the team. He didn't hold back, hinting that Sanders might just get the nod to start in the Browns' first preseason game. That's right, the hype around this young talent is real, and Stefanski made it clear that every play in the OTAs is under the microscope. We're evaluating everything, he said, reminding fans and analysts alike that nothing is set in stone. But decisions are coming soon. So what does this mean for the Browns quarterback room, and how likely is it that Sanders actually starts?
Especially depending on how he looks in the preseason, because basically what you're saying is that you don't have one. Yeah. That's basically what you're saying. Right now, as we enter into training camp, we don't have a bona fide starter. This is an open competition. I ain't never, ever heard this. Yeah. Walking into a training camp, 2 dudes going here and 2 dudes going, no, bro, you with the 1s, you with the 2s, you with the 3s, and if you don't like it, work your way up there. That's usually how it goes. So to start off by even saying this before training camp even.
There has been a lot of buzz surrounding whether Shedeur Sanders will start for Cleveland's or not. There has been a lot of scrutiny done by the staff to make sure the best pick as competition for spots is completely open. But Stefanski didn't exactly give a definitive answer when pressed on the full quarterback scenario. Instead, he played it a bit close to the vest. He explained that the coaching staff is intentionally putting these young quarterbacks, including Shedeur Sanders, into high-level matchups during OTAs to truly test their abilities under pressure. According to Stefanski, it's all about exposure right now. We're going to keep challenging them, keep giving them different looks, and then we'll see who fits best, he said. So while fans are eager for clarity, the Browns are still very much in evaluation mode, and it looks like the real.
Yeah, we've learned a lot, Jeff. I think the big thing is, and we've talked about this is an all-encompassing evaluation. So we were evaluating the guys during phase 1, during phase 2, and now finally phase 3, you get to go against your defense in some settings where our quarterbacks and our offense get to go against them in 7-on-7 and some team drills. So all of that adds up to reps for us to look at, and it's not just looking at the result of a play. We're looking really at everything with these guys.
When Shedeur Sanders was selected as the 5th pick by the Browns, many thought his role would be limited, maybe a backup, maybe just a developmental piece. After all, it's rare to see players picked that late in the quarterback pecking order even enter the conversation for a starting spot, but Shedeur is rewriting that script. Unlike most late picks who quietly work behind the scenes, Sanders has made a visible impact during OTAs, commanding huddles, showing poise under pressure, and impressing coaches with his decision-making. It's clear now, this isn't just another rookie trying to find his footing. Shedeur Sanders is in the thick of the starting quarterback conversation, and the narrative around him is shifting fast.
If you're drafted in the 4th round or later, you're instantly running with the 2s. More often than not, even the 3rd round or later, you're more likely running with the 2s. Though Shedeur is probably going to still be running with the 4s, the coaches suggested there's going to be a fair opportunity for everybody.
Coach Stefanski also shed some light on Shedeur Sanders' involvement in recent 11-on-11 drills. He confirmed that Sanders will be out there again in the next session and is set to take part in another round of 7-on-7 action. While Stefanski still held back from confirming whether Sanders will start, his confidence in the young quarterback was unmistakable. These guys, and including Shedeur, are being pushed hard, Stefanski emphasized, making it clear that the coaching staff is throwing everything at them to see who rises to the occasion. It's becoming more obvious with each passing day. Shedeur isn't just keeping up, he's standing out.
Kevin, has Shedeur taken some 11-on-11 reps when we're not out there, and do you think that we will see some of those on Wednesday when we do come out again?
Yes, and I would say there's a lot of work that gets done when you guys aren't out there, believe it or not. But even that's, and I say that, Mary Kay, even in a meeting or in a walkthrough, just our guys are getting exposed to a lot.
Even though Kevin Stefanski hasn't fully opened up about the strategy the Browns plan to use for Shedeur Sanders, sports analyst Colin might have given us a glimpse behind the curtain. According to Cowherd, there's some buzz that the Browns ownership could be pushing for Shedeur to start from the very beginning of the preseason. The excitement and marketability around Sanders are hard to ignore, and ownership knows it. However, Cowherd also hinted that the coaching staff might play it more cautiously. With the team scheduled to play a game abroad in London, there's a real concern about throwing a rookie into that kind of high-pressure, unpredictable environment. It's a rough assignment, especially for a young QB still adjusting to the pre-level. The real turning point, Cowherd suggests, could come down to veteran quarterback Joe Flacco. If Flacco stumbles in his early starts, and especially if mistakes pile up, the door could swing wide open for Shedeur. But if Flacco holds steady and performs well, Sanders may have to stay patient just a little longer.
It's a big ask. And so they stave off the owner for a week. Flacco loses that game. I believe Shedeur starts Sunday, October 12th. If Flacco wins that game, he'll get another start October 12th against Pittsburgh, and he'll win that game. I do think he'll lose to Miami and New England. They'll have a bye, and then Shedeur, the staff won't be able to hold it off any longer. We'll play Sunday, November 9th at the Jets. By the way,
the message is clear. Shedeur Sanders is close, and any shift at the top could be all it takes for his number to be called. Colin Cowherd didn't stop there. He took it a step further by calling out the Cleveland Browns ownership group directly. According to Cowherd, this is a franchise that craves headlines. They want spotlight moments, big stories, and national attention. And in their eyes, Shedeur Sanders is the guy who brings that energy. Shedeur is their headline, Cowherd said bluntly. Dillon Gabriel isn't. It's a bold claim, but not without weight. Sanders comes with name recognition, charisma, and a massive following. All factors that ownership groups often value beyond just on-field performance. So while the coaching staff may be focused on development and wins, the front office might have a different kind of vision, one where Shedeur is front and center, not just as a quarterback, but as the face of the franchise.
but if you believe, and many do, that the owner, he's the one that wanted Manziel. He's the one that did Deshaun Watson. He's the one that wanted Baker Mayfield. This is an ownership group that likes headlines at quarterbacks. Shedeur's a headline. Dillon Gabriel's not. I mean, we're paying attention to the Cleveland Browns. Like Jerry Jones, they love their team, their logo, they love everything on TV.
When general manager Andrew Berry brought Shedeur Sanders into the fold, he made it clear, from day one, this wasn't just about adding depth to the roster. Berry emphasized that the decision to draft Shedeur wasn't for the sake of having another name in the quarterback room. It was to ignite real competition at the position. And now, just a short time later, his words are holding true.
Shedeur, we talk oftentimes about quarterback being the most important position in the sport. We obviously spent a lot of time with Shedeur throughout the process. He's highly accurate, can play well from the pocket, very productive college career. And, we felt like it wasn't necessarily the plan going into the weekend to select two quarterbacks, but as we talk about, we do believe in best player available. We do believe in positional value, and we didn't necessarily expect him to be available in the fifth round. And so we love adding competition to every position room, and adding him to compete with the guys that are already in there. We felt like that was the appropriate thing to do.
Sanders hasn't just filled a jersey, he's lived up to the challenge. From the first day of OTAs, he's shown poise, precision, and the kind of drive that forces coaching staffs to pay attention. Berry's move was more than justified. Shedeur is no longer just a prospect, he's a legitimate contender for the starting job. The quarterback situation in Cleveland is heating up fast, and Shedeur Sanders is right at the center of it. What once looked like a quiet rookie season for the fifth pick has quickly turned into one of the most talked about stories of the Browns offseason. From head coach Kevin Stefanski's carefully worded updates to Colin Cowherd's insider commentary, it's clear that Shedeur's presence is making waves across the organization. Ownership sees him as the future, maybe even the now, while the coaching staff is working to find the right moment to unleash him. Andrew Berry's bold move to bring Shedeur in wasn't just about roster depth, it was about changing the dynamic in the quarterback room, and that mission is clearly underway. Whether or not he starts in the first preseason game, or whether Flacco holds him off for a few more weeks, one thing is certain, Shedeur Sanders is no longer just a rookie on the sidelines. He's in the mix, he's pushing the veterans, and he's proving every day that he belongs. The Browns' QB battle isn't just just a training camp story. It's the beginning of something much bigger, and Shedeur Sanders is writing that story, one snap at a time. As we head closer to the preseason, all eyes will be on Kevin Stefanski and the decisions he makes in the coming weeks. Will he follow through on his hints and give Shedeur a real shot at leading the offense? Or will he lean on experience and look for reasons to delay the rookie's rise? That's the big question lingering over Cleveland. One thing's for sure, Shedeur Sanders isn't just going through the motions. He's earning respect, commanding attention, and slowly carving out his identity as a serious quarterback in the NFL. But now, we want to hear from you. What do you think about Coach Stefanski's comments? Is he setting Shedeur up for success? Or is he preparing to sideline him despite his progress? Will Sanders start sooner than expected? Or will the team take the cautious route? And what's your take on Shedeur himself? Does he have what it takes to be the next big name under center for the Browns? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it.